Windshields or visors? Do you really need any of these? Let's find out. At 100 kilometers per hour, the wind pressure feels like someone's pushing your chest constantly. And on longer rides, that becomes exhausting. After an hour, your neck and upper body starts to ache. Your ears are ringing. Instead of enjoying the ride, which was the purpose, you're just surviving it. Which isn't a good feeling, isn't it? So, in this video, we will discuss the options available in the market. Which one should you spend your money on? Are these visors just for looks, or do they serve some purpose on a bike like this? If you are in the market looking for a visor or a windshield for your X440 or any bike from the mid 400cc segment, this video is for you. So stay tuned. The one you see here installed on my bike is from Carbon Racing. You can see how this enhances the overall look of the bike. But looks aside, let's talk about why it matters. Harley-Davidson X440 is designed as a roadster to do the city duties. How this fares in the city is a topic for another day. You can see the bike comfortably picks up good speeds when you find an empty stretch within the city itself. I feel the capability of this engine transcends beyond city. What I mean is the bike ticks almost all the boxes to be a fantastic touring machine. Be it the riding posture, comfort on the saddle, room for pillion and luggage, and most importantly, effortless cruising beyond 100 kilometers per hour. And that too, without compromising on the stability at high speeds. Something that you cannot say with confidence with some bigger bikes in the retro class. Actually speaking, X440 can do a comfortable 110 and 120 all day long without breaking a sweat. This naked bike can use a visor to help redirect some wind coming onto your head and chest area. With this installed, there's hardly anything coming onto your chest area, but all of that gets redirected to your head. Now, let's look at the options. I'll start with the OEM visor from Hero Harley, cause that's what I bought first. This is designed to be an aesthetic addition to this bike rather than a functional accessory. They say the looks are always subjective, but you can see how this looks on X440. You can also spot different bar and mirrors and stuff. Yeah, I wasted my money on those as well, but that's a topic for another day. To start with, I bought the OEM visor with a lot of frenzy, which I believe is all of us when we buy a new bike, right? It's costed me 600 rupees or something, and is fitted onto the bike with the help of this metal bracket, which is pretty minimal. I got to say, with time, I'd grown to live without it, and now I feel it actually doesn't add much value on the aesthetic front as well. So if you ask me, it's better to pass on this. Moving on, the next in line is one from Motocare. When I finally realized the OEM visor isn't much of a help on highways, I was back in the market looking for a functional visor or a windshield as we call it. So all of a sudden, one fine day, I saw this picture of Motocare windshield on a social media post, and I immediately fell in love with the way it enhanced the overall look of the bike by taking the road presence quotient a notch higher. And it came in the smoked black color, similar to Carbon Racing, which I felt was the best choice for the S variant. And then it costed me 2,200 rupees. I got it installed and all's well until I got onto the highway. To my surprise, I immediately noticed the wind buffeting kinda actually increased. Because what's happening now, the wind is getting redirected to my head and head alone. Like earlier, where it was spread all over my upper body, quickly making me realize how dumb I was. Having said that, it surely cuts down the amount of wind blast onto your chest area, saving you from some fatigue, from getting tired easily. But keep this in mind, to save your ears from all the wind buffeting and noise, now you need a really good helmet with good noise protection or get some really good quality earplugs. So I was naturally back in the market again for a bigger and better visor, as my intended purpose with this machine wasn't fulfilled yet, which is to tour and tour comfortably. Then comes in line the Prospect windshield extender. I saw this YouTube video of a Himalayan 450 owner talking about a windshield extender and how it's protecting the rider from the wind buffeting as well. So naturally, I was intrigued and interested. I was like, okay, let me see if this works for X440. And then I went all the way to the Prospect store, as it's in Bangalore, see if they would let me try the product for its ability before buying one, cause it was costing 2,800 rupees for an extender, not the windshield, but the extender alone. But unfortunately, the folks at Prospect gently denied my request to try the product. I was adamant to get one, so I just bought it, cause that's the only option available in the market at that point. I think even at this point. I installed it myself. It was pretty easy, and I pushed it up to its max height and was on my way to Hyderabad. To be honest guys, I wasn't convinced with its size and mounting, but surprisingly, it works. It truly does. I mean, it has its own drawbacks in covering your range of view and visibility, though it's transparent, but when it comes to blocking the wind buffeting and noise around your head area, it scores a comfortable 90 out of 100. So if you are someone who's bothered by wind buffeting and noise and want to save yourself from tinnitus, you can surely give this a try. The installation is pretty easy. You have a 6-step height adjustment inbuilt, and so you can adjust it based on your height and stuff. It's the same polycarbonate material and thickness as the windshield, so durability isn't a question. Me being me, I got a bit funky with overall positioning of the windshield and the extender to absolutely block out the wind, and this is what I'd done. As you can see in this picture, might not look good, but it served the purpose. Now, finally coming to carbon racing. This windshield has got two things going for it. First, the clean mounting without the need of the rods and stuff, which actually ruins your POV and isn't safe if something had to happen with the rods pointing at you. Literally the final destination served on road. And second, the integrated design to get your GPS mount bang on exactly where you need it, right on top of your speedometer console. So given its looks, functionality and cost, which is exactly the same as Motorcare, picking the carbon racing windshield is a no-brainer, which helps you with the clean POV and an integrated GPS mounting point. You'll get this in two colors, smoked black and transparent. So based on your bike's color and your choice, you can pick one of them. Let me also briefly discuss the functionality here. You see the tiny opening here. This allows the air to pass at a greater speed, thanks to aerodynamics and physics, lifting the passage of air further up and to pass over your head. Let me remind you, it doesn't entirely succeed in doing that, but that's the rationale for this design. The material used is polycarbonate, offering you looks and durability. It comes with these rubber spacers and bushes, shielding you from any vibrations. I mean, there are literally no vibrations at 120 km per hour. If you ride at 100 km per hour or more regularly, this might be one of the most practical upgrades you can make. I'll link this below. Finally, you can continue to watch the last section of this video, which is the installation of this windshield on my X440. You see, this is the main bracket that holds the speedometer together. So onto which you would have your GPS mounts and everything coming in, and also the visor makes use of these two bolts. So first we will ensure this is in place. So this just goes in like this. Now insert the bolts on the just set in place. Again, a gentle reminder that you don't fasten it so tight so that it is difficult to adjust, right? So once that is set in, we will get the other two brackets. So this is the bracket that comes from the side, so you have to ensure that your suspension bolts are used. So you just do this. It's that simple.
Similarly, we'll do it on the other end. So you see all the holes are aligned right now. So this is where we get to fit the. Now the difficult part is to ensure that you have all of these sit in place, and then you see the first thing here is that your GPS mount will again go behind and sit in the same holes. Okay, you see all the 4 holes aligned. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4, and these 4, everything should be aligned. So that is how you hold it together. And then once this is behind, you would make use of the same set of holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. These have the rubber bushings as well, so that it dampens the vibrations if any. And you have the 4 nuts and bolts along with the washers to be fit here. Okay, this is as simple as that. I just take you through one more time. So you have the main frame set in here. Okay, so this is something that is being fixed to the bike with these 2 bolts, and then you have 2 brackets, one from either side. With the help of these bolts, they have to go behind. So this is the first thing that comes in. So this is the second thing that goes on the other side, and then eventually, so we have that coming in from the back, and then visor from the front. You have 4 bolts, so the rubber bushings will keep them in place. You have to for sure use the ratchet here, because they don't go in directly. So this is how you have 4 bolts and the 4 sockets. So okay, so I'll just tighten it for now. We'll also ensure this sits perfectly. We'll also do the same on the other side. So once we have all these 4 bolts set in, what we do is from behind we have to set these bolts. So this is how you have your GPS mount along with the windshield gets installed. Okay, so this is quite sturdy, this is quite set in place, this doesn't move, and this kind of protects you from quite a lot of wind buffeting.
Thank you for watching till the end, guys. The next video coming up in this series is on the offset handlebar risers, which is the best thing in the market if you are seeking comfort and a commanding riding position. So watch out for that and subscribe for more such content on XO40 and the ever-growing mid-sized 350 to 400cc class bikes. Thanks again. As always, ride safe and have fun.